Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. I got some Week 2 grades following the Raiders' 28-10 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, how about you? The Raiders, they came out really freaking hot, 10-0, and then it was 28 unanswered points, and I need a freaking drink. So, let's get into some grades here. The offense for the Oakland Raiders, from top to bottom, the first quarter, you get an A+. When you look at all four quarters, you're going to get a C grade from me. Carr, I thought at times looked a little bit shaky. I really wish the Raiders would have leaned on their running game a little bit more. So here, the Raiders, they put up 10 points, all of which came in the first quarter. And then from there on out, it was El Stinko. But 178 passing yards, still not going to quite get it done. Derek did have 198. You got to take off for the sacks. 129 rushing yards. I really wish they would have given Josh Jacobs the ball a little bit more, but here's the thing. You're going to find out in a little bit why they didn't do that. And then in the red zone, a really costly interception. Tyrell Williams, Carr, they didn't quite link up there, so that's why the Raiders, they get a C grade. But this show, come on, y'all. Not about me. It's about the nation. Met a lot of really dope people at the Raiders' Week 1 game against the Broncos. I want to know, what would you grade the Raiders' offense? A, B, C, D, or F? Let me know in the comments section if you watch this video on YouTube. If you're watching this video on Facebook, holler at me. You want to yell at me on Twitter as well? It's down there below, at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's talk about the D. Because the Raiders got it, that's for sure. So what would you guys give the Raiders' defense? A, B, C, D, or F? I'm going to give them a C grade. So I gave the offense a C. I gave the defense a C. So there's two ways you can look at this, right? You could say, well, the Raiders for 3 quarters were an A+ defense. But it was that second quarter, but that was an absolute F. And passing yards, 433 allowed. Wowzers. 31 rushing yards. Sure, we could be like, we really held the running game. Every time LaShawn McCoy and every time Damian Williams got the football, I was like, oh my gosh, thank the Lord. I thank you to the Chiefs that they're not running the football. But this game was an absolute slaughter through the air. So what would you guys grade the Raiders' defense? If you want to be a little tougher than me, give them a D or an F. Let me hear it in the comments section. Or if you want to be a little bit nicer, because I've already had people yelling at me, being like, Mitch, this Chiefs offense is absolutely incredible. Take it easy on them. No, I'm giving them a C grade. Grade the Raiders' defense. Now let's talk about the special teams. Special teams, they're people too, right? So for the special teams, Daniel Carlson, I'm going to give him a B grade. I'm also going to give a B grade to the punter, AJ, who was coming out that he was a little bit banged up. His foot looked healthy, and he punted a whole bunch in this game. So the offense, they get a C. The defense, they get a C. Special teams, they get a B. But if you don't like my grades, just let me know in the comments section what you're grading them. So now, Raider Nation, I'm asking to get us to 25K subscribers. Once I get to 25K subscribers, I'm allowed to give out more tickets. So I gave away a ticket to the Raiders Monday Night Football game against the Broncos. This week, I had to only give away 5 Raiders flags. Also, if you want a free Raiders flag, hit me up, Raider Nation store. They're hooking us up. But we're at 24,420. Click the big red subscribe button. Like us on Facebook. Let's get to 25K subscribers. All right, let's get the grades. Continue to roll in here. I need to hydrate because I'm about to go off. Carr, you're going to get a C grade. C for Carr, C grade. See, here's the thing. Derek passed Ken Stabler, which is great. All-time record. I'm very happy for Derek. But when he really needed to step up, he just didn't, right? I mean, he threw 2 interceptions in the second half, both of which were not pretty whatsoever. One came in the red zone. Now, he did have some, impressive scrambling plays. If you watched our highlights video, he went full Air Jordan, but still didn't pick up a first down. 23 of 38 for 198 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. I'm sorry, that's not going to get it done against Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs team. But like I noted before, he now is the Raiders' all-time passing yards leader. He passed Ken Stabler. He has obviously passed Gannon, Daryl LaMonica, and Jim Plunkett. Man, maybe I shouldn't have another beer. Carr, though, congratulations to you. I'm happy that you're finally, surpassed this. Maybe you'll become the Raiders' all-time touchdown leader. Between you and me, that's the one I care about a little bit more. So grade Carr's performance versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Let you think about it while I take a sip. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments section. And also, we got to show Derek a little bit of love here, right? So make sure you guys like this video. like this video to show Derek some love. He is now the Raiders' all-time career passing yards leader. He passed Ken Stabler, so make sure you guys like this video on YouTube. Tell your friends to like it, and also, heck, share it. Share it everywhere. Share it. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs, because I wish he would have got the ball a little bit more, and I was originally angry, but then I found out why he didn't get the ball as much. So, Josh, you get an A grade from me. I thought you looked great. 12 carries for 99 yards. I needed one more yard to get that extra bonus on my fantasy team. I don't know if anybody else is in the same boat as me, but the dude averaged 8.3 yards per carry, and he really broke off that long run of 51. And as soon as that happened, I was like, continue to feed Josh. He looks incredible. They were opening up running lanes for him. The defense of the Chiefs didn't really have an answer. But the reason why he didn't get the ball more, because he was cramping up. He had to get an IV, and reports are that he was cramping up pretty bad and that he just could not get on the field. But when he has been on the field in week 1 and on week 2, straight up, he has proved that he is a bell cow running back. So here's the thing. If you guys think Josh Jacobs is going to win Rookie of the Year, like this video. If you're clicking like, I got a good way for you to make some money. You should bet on Josh Jacobs to win Offensive Rookie of the Year at BetDSI, okay? Because, I'll be honest, I lost some money in this game. I thought the Raiders would cover +7 spread, and I thought this game would be over 53.5 points. Guess who lost some money? So I'm hoping with my bonus money from BetDSI, and you guys need to get there, chatsports.com/bet, that Josh Jacobs is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So Josh, please, my man, get me some money back. And Raider Nation, go to BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Use my promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/bet. You got to use that link and go put some money on Josh Jacobs winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's talk about Tyrell Williams now. Tyrell, the ups, the downs of this game were very, very evident. Sure, you came out strong with that touchdown catch, and sure, you came off right off the bat with 19 yards quick. So for that, I'm going to give you a C+ grade. But in terms of like the second half, you were kind of silent. I really needed to see a little bit more out of you. When you first scored that touchdown, I was like, man, we got that wide receiver 1 in Tyrell Williams. But then there are a lot of questionable plays, I'll say, like that fade that Derek had the interception. It was a bad pass by Derek, but it was also a bad effort by Tyrell Williams. C+ grade for me. Again, he showed the upside, I think, of a wide receiver 1. But the inconsistent play is also a reason why he's been a 1B for most of his career. Now, he was targeted 7 times. He brought in 5 of those for 46 yards and a touchdown. And Derek was looking for Tyrell Williams early. But he needs to be more consistent if he is going to be the wide receiver 1 that we need on this team. Let's talk about the tight end now. Next grade, I love me some Darren Waller. And if you guys have been watching the show, you know I've been on the Darren Waller hype train. So Darren, you played well today. You're going to get a B grade from me. I think Darren is the most athletic player on the field at any point in the entire game. So I'm hoping that the Raiders start to target Darren a little bit more. Now, Waller, for me, at 6'6", 256 pounds, is an absolute matchup nightmare. Linebackers can't cover him. Safeties can't cover him. Quarterbacks struggle with his physicality. And he showed once again this week that he is a nightmare. And the Raiders, they're using him all over the football field, which I like to see. And when he's getting those targets, he's bringing them in. 7 targets versus the Chiefs, 6 catches, 63 yards. He is still looking for that touchdown. And when you have as many targets and you're bringing in the ball as much as Darren Waller is, I think that the touchdowns, they're going to start flowing in here. So I think this is an interesting question for everyone, right? So who's going to have more receiving yards in 2019? Tyrell Williams or Darren Waller? I want you to type T for Tyrell Williams, or type D for Darren Waller. And if you want to know what I think, hit me up, IG, Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365. I think my answer might surprise you. Let's talk about somebody from Clemson. Clemson won 41-6. Shout out to Alicia. So Hunter Renfrow, what grade are you getting? You're going to get a C grade from me, Hunter. I think when the Raiders needed Hunter to make a play, he did. When he needed to make a clutch catch on 3rd down, he did. However, a bad pick play, a very costly pick play, and a bad interception. So, Hunter, you're going to get a C grade. What about the offensive line? I gave the offensive line an A+ last week. They didn't allow a single sack against the Denver Broncos. This week, I'm going to give the offensive line a B+. Don't look at just the box score because it's going to say they gave up 3 sacks. They played very, very well for the first 55 minutes of this game. Unfortunately, they allowed 2 sacks at the end of this game, but it's because Derek was trying to make something happen. That's the main reason. So Denzel Good, he had to start in place of Gabe Jackson. Colton Miller got beat a few times. Trent Brown, I thought, looked good in the run game. Rodney Hudson continues to show that he's the best center in the NFL. Devy, I could have used a little bit more out of you. I thought the guards here for the Raiders, they're the ones that really got beat. But overall, I will still say that the Raiders' offensive line played pretty well. So what would you grade the Raiders' offensive line? A, B, C, D, or F? I'm giving them a B+. I don't care if they gave up 3 sacks. To me, they really only gave up 1 sack. The last 2 sacks at the end of the game were because Derek was trying to make something happen. If you don't like my grades, yell at me on Twitter. Take the link of this video, copy and paste it in at me. Please at me. Please at me. Let's go to the defensive side of the football. Hang on. Hang on. The defensive line, some of you might be surprised by this grade. I'm giving it a B grade. They showed relentless ability the entire game. Like, they were in Patrick Mahomes' face. Sure, they didn't hit him all that much, but the rushing was there. Like, they were bull rushing him. And the fact that also the running backs for the Chiefs, they couldn't get anything going because we were winning the battle of the trenches inside. We really were. The issue was the fact that we couldn't get to Patrick Mahomes. He was balling the ball down the fairway. These are seriously Madden-type numbers. 443 yards and 4 touchdowns. The more killing stat, 278 yards and 4 touchdowns only in the second quarter. You can't make that shit up. Sorry I said I wouldn't swear as much. Gosh. Let's go to the tackle leaders here for the Raiders. Tahir Whitehead had 7 tackles, and I thought was the clear best player on defense for the Raiders tonight. Worley, fumble recovery was okay. Lamarcus Joyner. Oh, man. We'll get to Lamarcus Joyner in a little bit. Markel Lee, Johnathan Hankins. These were your tackle leaders versus the Chiefs. So let's talk about the linebackers now. I gave the defensive line a B grade. What would you guys grade the linebackers? A, B, C, D, F? I'm going to kind of go in the middle here. I'm going to give the linebackers a C+. I thought when asked they needed to blitz, they blitzed pretty well. When they needed to go back in coverage, they did okay. My only thing that I wish the linebackers would have done more is I wish the coaching staff would have put the linebackers on Travis Kelce more. Travis Kelce was bullying Gareon Conley the entire game. I mean, 7 catches, 107 yards, and a touchdown. Now, I still don't know if our linebackers could have covered Travis, but you got to make some sort of adjustment. Travis Kelce is absolutely bullying Gareon Conley. He's bull rushing him, basically, pushing him aside. And if our linebackers really want to be improved, you need to be able to start showing that you can play against the elite of the elite. Now, I think Vontaze played well, and like I said, Whitehead played well. But overall, we need to be able to cover the tight end a little bit better. Now, I want you guys to like this video because here's the thing. We're already moving on, right? We already lost this game. It's all good. You need to move on to Week 3. Week 3, we got the Minnesota Vikings, who did not look good whatsoever against the Green Bay Packers. They lost 21-16. So if you think the Raiders are going to beat the Vikings, I want you to like this video. Like it. This video better get over 1,000 likes for Josh Jacobs. This video better get over now 1,000 likes for us beating the Vikings. And if you think the Raiders are going to beat the Vikings, go to BetDSI. Put your money where your mouth is because the Raiders just lost by 18 to the Chiefs. Right now is the time to go bet at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use my promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. Let's talk about the secondary. Time to vent. Time to vent. Namaste. Secondary. I don't know if you guys ever watched The Office. Boom, roasted. Boom, roasted. Boom, roasted. Secondary, you get an F, right? Y'all said FAB last week. You better start chanting F the secondary because if there's one thing I noticed, the Raiders desperately missed Johnathan Abram. Desperately. Gareon Conley did not look good. Karl Joseph got burnt by Travis Kelce for a touchdown. Curtis Riley, Eric Harris did not play well. Daryl Worley, I think out of anybody on this list, probably play the best. But straight up, Lamarcus Joyner, we just paid you a whole bunch of money. You were terrible tonight. I'm sorry. DeMarcus Robinson, 6 targets, 6 catches, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns. When a wide receiver is averaging 28.7 yards per catch, that's something that we need to change. And here's the other thing. Tyreek Hill, the team's best receiver, didn't even play tonight. Thank God, because Sammy Watkins, who I thought we actually kind of held our own against, but we forgot to cover Robinson. We forgot to cover the rookie McCole Hardman. And overall, this wide receiver depth chart without Tyreek Hill just flat out roasted the Raiders secondary. And that's why I gave them a big fat F. Now, from an entire team standpoint, I want you guys to grade the Raiders from the entire standpoint of the team, okay? Offense, defense, special teams, linebackers, secondary, Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs. I want you to grade the Raiders' overall performance versus the Chiefs. A, B, C, D, or F. So let's take a look now at the AFC West standings. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're number 1. They're at 2-0. The LA Chargers, they lost this week against the Detroit Lions. I can't even believe I'm saying it, but I was rooting for Matthew Stafford. Then the Oakland Raiders, we fall to 1-1. The Denver Broncos, they fall to 0-2. But here's the thing, Raider Nation. I want you guys now to look at the Week 2 Monday Night Football game, Browns versus the Jets. The Browns, they're 7-point favorites going up against the Jets. Go watch Le'Veon Bell. Both teams are 0-1. Both teams coming off very, very disappointing performances. So if you lost some money betting on the Raiders like I did, now you can make up some money at BetDSI. Use my promo code ChatSport, or promo code Raiders120. The link is below, chatsports.com/bet. And for everyone who watched the video until the very end, if you go and bet on BetDSI and use my promo code Raiders120, take a screenshot, DM it to me on IG or on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365, and I'm going to hook you up with some free Raiders gear from Raider Nation store. So, chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Raider Nation. It was a tough one, but I love you. Cheers to y'all. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.